This is Lee, Motivationalee. Continue to support my advocacy to inspire, motivate, and create an impact. And let's work on this together where our passion meets our purpose.
I think what inspired me to be the giving person that I am today is because I know how it is to be poor. I know how it is not to have what we.
Right, Melba, thank you so much for coming. And I'd like to ask you, because I know you've been enjoying your journey as a philanthropist and also a community leader and a successful entrepreneur. First question: what inspired you to become a philanthropist, and how has your journey in philanthropy shaped your perspective on giving and making a difference in the world?
I think what inspired me to be the giving person that I am today is because I know how it is to be poor. I know how it is not to have what what we need.
Mm.
I was born from a family that's, I cannot say we were rich. We were rich in children because my parents had 8 children.
Mhm.
There's only one breadwinner in the family, my dad, and my mother was a full-time housekeeper looking after the 8 children born only a year between a,
Each other.
a year apart
Yeah.
between each other. I made it a point that I don't want to follow the path of my parents. I want to be better than what I have seen growing up as a child. And I decided I will change and do better. But philanthropy, I think, is a product of success.
Mm.
You cannot be generous, you cannot be a giver if you have got nothing to give.
Exactly
Yeah.
right. Yeah. You can't just like give and you don't have
Yeah.
anything in your pocket,
Yeah.
and that doesn't make any justice when it comes to,
Yeah.
helping other people because you need help as well.
Yeah.
That's good.
And coming from a Christian background, I think we just feel that when God blesses us,
Mm.
we feel like we need to be also a channel of that blessing.
Mm.
We need to also find people who we can bless, who we can help.
Mm. That's good. That's good to know. And you know what? That kind of calling is, very special. And it happens at the right time that you've learned so much on your journey growing up. That it's also, now that you are in the stage that you're successful in your career, in your life, and it's time to give back to the community. Can you recall, Melba, maybe a story or a success story on your during your philanthropic work, wherein it has created an impact to you and to the community that you were supporting?
Yes, yes. Actually, I'm involved with a community group who um, who are helping a poor community in India. These children have less opportunity to get proper education, more so learning English to give them an advantage when they grow up and find job. We establish an English school. We call it the Hope and Faith English School
Yeah.
because hope and faith, it's because we want that school to give hope to that poor community. Most of the parents of these children are farmers, are working in tea plantations, just workers earning very meager salaries.
Mm.
So it's even very hard for them to send their children to school. So when we have built this school, I have to ask my friends to help me um, support these children even with their school supplies, their uniforms. Yeah, that's one which we have done in India. In the Philippines, I've got some scholars. These are children of poor families. Their parents cannot support them in school.
Mm-hmm.
So I help them, send them monthly allowance to help them with their school fees, their fare going to school, their lunch.
Wow.
Yeah, and also recently we have embarked on a project to provide water. We call this project Water for Life Deep Well Project because there are some communities, rural communities in the Philippines, who've got no access to clean, safe water. So that's the project we have at the moment.
Wow.
And I think this project did not only benefit individuals or some families, it benefit the whole community.
That's very good. It's very impressive that you're doing this, and I
Thank
know
you.
not everyone can do it. As you have said, if you don't have anything
You
in your
cannot give.
pocket, you can't give. I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't give any justice at all. But thank you for sharing what you have to other people, because you know exactly how it feels when you are at the lowest point.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you're blessed a hundredfold. Thank you so much for sharing that. Now,
Yeah.
talking about your leadership, committee leadership, right? What do you think are the qualities or skills that are essential for an effective community leadership?
I think one of the most important quality that a leader need is listening, knowing how to listen to the members, know their needs, and be able to help the members with what they actually need. We cannot always be serving a community when our own members are being forsaken, when
True.
their actual needs are not being met. Because what's the use of trying to do a lot of things outside your own circle, your
Mm,
own organization, when your members are not happy themselves?
mm,
So I think for a leader, she really need to empathize, to be
mm.
with their members, to know what they needs, and to listen, really listen.
That's good.
Yeah.
So, like with three, you've shared about empathy, right? Do you think there are, from the bottom of your heart, three big words you think that as a quality of a leader must have?
Um,
Three words that would describe the best leader in the community, or whatever leader this is. Could be corporate, non-corporate, but in general, maybe top three, top four
forward
qualities.
thinking,
Forward
for
thinking,
yeah,
and you said about empathy already.
empathy. Yeah, I have always been leading, but when it comes to thinking, what are the qualities do I have to be a
Yeah,
leader? Because
yeah.
I actually I don't really present myself to be a leader. I just
Mm,
found myself leading a group, an
mm,
organization, because people always like um, they always wanted me to be a leader or a
mm.
president.
They can see
Yeah,
that in you,
yeah.
like
I don't know what it is, but I just I just do it naturally.
mm.
So
I think it's integrity and being authentic. So we've
oh
got four now:
yeah.
authentic, integrity, empathy, and forward thinking. There you go. See, teamwork,
See,
teamwork. So I'm sure there are lots of words that you can
yeah.
describe, best describe a leader, but thank you. It would, also inspire other people. Like they might think, like, step back first and think, who am I as a leader? Am I authentic? Am I, honest? Is there an integrity within me? And am I
Yeah.
forward thinking? And am I empathetic?
Yeah, I
So
think
thank
you
you.
just put the right words into my mouth.
That's why we're aligning, right? It's the mindset that aligns as well. Speaking of leadership, do you think you can also recall a success story about community leadership, wherein within that community, that strong leadership is shining through, and that has led to a positive change, unity, and empowerment within the community, when it's within the community member?
Yeah, I have a group called the Bridge Builders of Australasia.
You say bridge builders,
Bridge
bridges and bridge.
Builders, yeah.
Okay.
It's like the reason it's called like that is because we we want to be a bridge
Mm,
from Australia to the Philippines, from a bridge between people who've got money and those who doesn't. It's like our organization is a bridge.
mm,
Yeah, and my group doesn't want to replace me. I have actually been the president for the last 3 terms
mhm,
because they just didn't want to replace me. It's I think it's because of what we have been doing. We started when we were a few years ago. We are now on our 18th year.
mhm,
We used to do Feel Us Idols, which is a singing competition. You
mhm,
remember that, Jan?
mhm,
Yeah, it's to give an avenue to children of Feel Us couples
mhm.
who are these children who are talented, to give them an avenue to express their talents.
Wow.
So we started with that, and we do a lot of things, and all these things I think really have an impact in the community. um like when there's the bushfire, we are there. When there's calamities overseas,
Mhm,
typhoons, earthquakes, we are there. And now that my most of my members are growing, are aging gracefully,
mhm. Age is just a
we are
number.
creating activities and projects that will benefit the members,
Wow,
like
that's good.
and to keep them socially connected, we organize activities for these aging members to get out, do some exercise,
Mm.
swimming, walking, or go for trips to the countryside. Yeah,
That's that's
yeah,
that's a
and
good project. Yeah,
yeah,
bridging the gap. Bridging the
yeah,
gap. How has it actually evolved through the years? Because this has been a vision, and you made it happen together with the people around you.
yeah.
How has it evolved through the years, do you think? And what have you learned through the years of doing this
Bridge builders.
bridge builders?
Yeah. Um, it gave us a lot of satisfaction. It started from just members having coffee and
Mm,
talking about how we can do more than just enjoying ourselves, having coffee every now
yeah,
and
yeah.
then. How to be do something more significant
Mm-hmm.
to other people.
That's good.
Yeah, so I think the organization is it's really making
Mm-hmm.
impact to families and to communities.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the members are aging now, is still we don't want to just stay home and do
Mm,
nothing. We
mm-hmm.
still want to do something that's worthwhile.
Yeah. So with bridge builders, could you elaborate a little bit about this? Because I heard a while ago it's more on the geared towards the young generation in order for you to support their passion, their talents, and all
Yeah.
that. Is it also applicable to building houses because it's bridging builders because that's builders.
Yeah, it sounds like that. A
Yeah.
lot of people mistake us to be a group
We are
of
real
engineers.
estate.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's more on building connections.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's human bridges,
Mm-hmm.
not the actual physical bridge.
So it's the heart and the
Yeah,
heart
yeah. And
together.
we try to cater to a lot of the age group. It's
Mm-hmm.
not only about the young,
Mm-hmm.
the the middle aged, and the seniors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually, after the Phil-Oz, we had Wyndham Vision singing competition
Mm-hmm.
recently, and in 2022, I think during the COVID times,
Mm-hmm.
we were able to do a very successful event in Werribee Park
Mm-hmm.
in collaboration with other groups
Mm-hmm.
like teams, like the Pinoys in Melbourne,
Mm.
and a lot of the business people. Yeah, they all collaborated, and we were able to come up with the Australian barbecue
Wow.
festival and competition, the first of its
That's
kind.
good.
Yeah.
So you're raising funds out of this as well,
No,
or this is just a
this one was just free. There are
charity
times that
thing?
we do raise funds, but most of the times we do it for free.
Mm. When was the last time you had like an event from the bridge builders for the young generation?
The
Or you said there's
most,
also
yeah,
other
yeah,
ages, right?
yeah.
When was the last
The
time?
most recent we had was I think just July,
Mm.
last July, but it was to raise funds. Yeah,
Mm.
for
Oh yeah,
yeah,
last just last month.
for
That's
some
right.
projects.
That's good.
Yeah,
So you are very flexible with when it comes to it's either a free event or you're raising
yeah,
funds, which
yeah,
is really good. Wow. So
yeah.
you are actually collaborating with other non-governmental
Yeah,
organization
yeah.
as well. That's
Sometimes we are lucky to be able to get some grants from the government,
mm,
from the Multicultural Commission or from
yeah,
the Wyndham Council.
that's good.
Yeah,
Empowering this young
yeah,
generation and other generations to
yeah,
come. Why not? That's good. Thank you so much for sharing that. Now, talking about your entrepreneurial journey, right? What motivated you to become, you know, an entrepreneur or like to journey in the entrepreneurial world? And what sort of like unforgettable maybe experience or challenges that you have encountered during your that journey, and how did you overcome them?
yeah. I think I could say I was an accidental businesswoman
Oh,
because
okay.
I graduated as an agriculturist. Really should be a farmer,
Mm,
but my journey brought me to teaching in college, and then coming here, I worked with Australia Post as a postal service
mm,
officer.
mm,
And while I was working, I thought I started daydreaming.
mm,
I thought I could do something better than the daily grind of standing at the counter serving customers all the
mm.
time, the routine. So my mind will start working. How could I do better? Why? So I started attending seminars. Started with free seminars about
Mm.
business,
Yeah.
how to go into business,
Mm.
how to raise capital. So
Interesting.
yeah, I didn't even have capital at the time, but I just learned it as I go. Yeah, and and because I was in the Australia Post business at the time, working for them,
Yeah.
my mentor said, if you do not know what business to go into, why don't you research the industry that you are where you are already
Working.
in? So that's exactly what I did. I started researching about Australia Post
Hmm.
and how to become a licensee.
And that's the start of that
Yeah,
business,
that's
having a
yeah,
post office.
yeah.
And how
That's
many
the.
branches do you have right now?
I started with one, and because it. we did very well on the first one. Australia was allowed me to go into the next
Mhm.
and into the next.
Wow. It seems like it's easy to do that long time ago, right?
Yeah, it's very hard
It's
now.
difficult now because it's so expensive, but
Yeah,
I think, it's also your destiny. You're destined to have that path, even though you said you were supposed to be a farmer because of your educational background,
yeah,
but your path went in the other side, other
yeah,
way, which is into the entrepreneurial world, which
yeah,
is which is good because you can be an inspiration to other people, especially those young generations like us, that who's wanting to really invest in something and be successful in most things that we do
yeah.
in the future. About what do you think would be when it comes to the entrepreneurial world, what is or are the key characteristics or strategies that differentiates a successful entrepreneur from those who are struggling to succeed?
For me, for to be a successful entrepreneur, first and foremost, you need the right mindset. And especially when you are still building your business, you really need focus. You cannot be here and there or trying to grab every opportunity that comes along. You have to find a business where that fits your personality, where you can be good at.
Mm,
You cannot just buy a business because you want to be in business. You are willing to go into any business. It has to fit your lifestyle and the kind of person that you are. And once you are successful in your business, you don't stop there. You don't rest contented and rest on your laurels. You have to continue to improve and offer much value to your customers. And I think it's also very important for a business person to go down to the level of the customer, really know what their needs are. Because a business in the first place exists because it is meant to fulfill or to satisfy the needs of the customers. It's not that I like this product, I want to sell it, I want to go into business selling
mm,
this product. It's not. You need to know your customers and
mm,
what your customers really need.
mm. Knowing your niche,
Yeah, yeah,
understanding the product that you're going to
yeah,
promote as a business or whatever business you want or
yeah,
investment is very important. Otherwise, if you don't align with the business that you want to
yeah,
promote or maybe establish, then
yeah,
it won't work because you don't know.
yeah. And be very careful about copying, being a
Mm,
copycat of
correct.
another business, because I see a lot of business people when they see another business succeeding, they thought it will also succeed.
For
They will
them.
also succeed
Yeah.
if they go into the same business, and it even results to cutthroat competition. Yeah,
Definitely. Because, again, you have your own niche, you have your own passion, you have your own calling. It doesn't mean that you have a restaurant today, I'll have a restaurant tomorrow.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
not like that, right? So, yeah, knowing what is really, what do you value the most and what is important to you
yeah,
and what resonates on with your passion as well. Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah.
That's really
Passion
good. Yeah.
is very important
Mm,
because um, your passion shines through to your customers.
definitely. They can
Yeah,
feel that, the
yeah, they
authenticity.
do, they do. Um, if you are passionate about your business, you're willing to work hard.
Mm,
You're willing to put in all the efforts
mm,
because you love what you're doing.
definitely.
Yeah,
I like what you said, love what
yeah,
you're doing. So
yeah,
despite of other people criticizing what you're doing and they feel like they're better than you can just ignore that because
yeah,
if you're focused on what you really want to
yeah,
achieve and you're enjoying your passion, you'll be more successful. And there's a saying, if you're doing the things that you love,
yeah,
that is your passion. But if you're doing the things that is giving you headache, that is stress, that is not your passion, because you're creating your own sabotage,
yeah, yeah,
self-sabotage and your self-stress. That's true. Thank you for that. I mean, every people that I have talk to and discuss something about investment. I really learned so much, not just from you, but for other people as well. And thank you for sharing your thoughts today. Starting with a great mindset, the passion, knowing your purpose is very
Mm.
important. That's great. So, how do you leverage your influence or your platform to advocate social change and equality?
I think I can use my platform and my influence to give voice to marginalized people. Um, I have learned so much in my journey, and my platform. I in my platform I can share. I share my story, authentic story, share knowledge, offer mentorship, opportunities.
And that's a good
Yeah,
idea, because you know how it feels when you're starting, whether it's a business, being a
yeah,
philanthropist, or being a community leader, and you're there holding their hands. You know how it feels, and you walk with them, and you
yeah.
lift them up, as well, lifting other people's up. I mean, lifting one another up. So that's
Yes,
good.
exactly.
Yeah. And with that, you are not being selfish, to share how did you start, being a philanthropist, being a successful entrepreneur, and even like a community leader. You're very open to this, because when you started a while ago, whilst listening to you, you
Yeah,
were thinking of like, I should be a farmer because my educational background is
yeah,
agriculture. But someone gave you an opportunity to do something apart from what you know. And with that, it opened a wide window, a
yeah,
door for you to, continue going, and look at you now. At the end of the tunnel, you're able to see the light, and there's a lot of endless opportunities.
yes,
And thank God you're here. Like, you are with your platform, you are giving back to those who wants to make a difference in the community, in the business, or in whatever they want to do, and loving what they do. You have a lot on your plate on a daily basis. We are all curious. A lot of people out there are also busy like you, or beyond that. But how do you manage your time effectively despite of all the demands every day? Share your wisdom to us and to everyone.
I need to prioritize and be willing to delegate, because no matter how superwoman I could be, I cannot do it all by myself. So when I had a mentor before who said, um, strengthen your strength and
Mm,
hide your weaknesses. Do what you are good at, and hire someone else to do the things you're not good at.
yeah, delegation.
Yeah, delegation. There are some business people or leaders who are afraid to delegate because they just want that control. But I think it's hard for you to expand, to grow, if you do everything by yourself. You
Mm,
need to learn how to delegate,
mm,
and you need to learn how to prioritize.
definitely.
Yeah.
And do not micromanage, because it gives
Yeah.
pressure. Micro,
Yeah.
it gives pressure to the employees. Don't give them that freedom to become a
Yes.
better version of
It
themselves every
kills
day.
creativity.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Great. Wow. Such a great example of being a leader and an entrepreneur, being the boss, the CEO. Thank you for that. Melba, how do you measure success?
Measure. I think it's hard to measure success, but I know a lot of people measure success on material wealth.
Hmm.
But for me, that's not all. Success needs to be all encompassing. You need to be a happy deep within you.
Mm,
You happy how happy home,
mm,
happy family. You've got balance in your life.
mm,
Your spiritual, emotional,
mm.
yeah, not just financial.
True.
Yeah.
Thank you for pointing
Yeah.
that out because, again, success could mean different to other people. But
Yeah.
yes, it's all about what's within the authenticity that's coming out from, that shines through, within you, and it resonates to other people as well. And people
Yeah.
could actually feel that, that energy. I believe. Do you believe in that energy? Like
Yeah.
if a person is really authentic, you can feel how happy they are and how genuine they are and successful in what they do.
Yeah.
And if they're mentoring you, just like if you're going to mentor me for some investment, I would feel like she's the right person to talk to because I can feel, and you're walking the talk. So
Yeah.
such a good example. And thank you for sharing that about your thoughts about how do you measure success. So maybe others who are actually listening right now, they're thinking like, oh yeah, how do I measure success? So yes, good luck to everyone. Now, so Melba, what are your goals and aspirations when it comes to philanthropy, business, being a businesswoman, an entrepreneur, and also a community leader?
It is my desire to be able to empower the next generation through mentorship and training.
That's good.
I have been mentored before. That's why I could say I have been successful because I had someone who mentored me. So it's just paying it forward, giving back. I, I'm willing to share my knowledge and my journey to the next generation, especially my story of success and failure.
That's really good to know.
Mhm.
I admire those people who, just like you, are successful in many different ways, whether it's, big or medium success, it doesn't really matter. But the attitude and the values of giving back to other people, paying it forward. You're being selfless in giving back
Yeah.
what you have achieved already, and you want other people to also experience
Yeah.
that joy that maybe other people are waiting for a long time. And thank you for doing that to the community, and more power to you.
Thank you.
And speaking of this, on your continuous journey, what do you hope your legacy will be as a philanthropist, successful entrepreneur, and a community leader? Or let's say, how do you want people to remember Melba as?
I want the next generation to remember me as a migrant who has overcome all obstacles to become a success in business and in community. I want to be remembered as a trusted community leader and someone who is who gives back to the community.
Melba, thank you. And you've enlightened us today about, the art of giving and being selfless is very important, right? Even if you're, whatever the status of your life at this time, whoever you are, don't forget to give back to the community,
Yeah.
and being selfless and being unconditional in helping other people to become a better version of themselves. I'm already empowered right now. Thank you so much for that. So what could be your special message or advice to the young generation, or any age right now who's watching, who is wanting, or who are wanting to be like you, to make a difference in the community, who's looking to make a difference in their communities?
My advice to all the listeners right now is to start small, think big, and take risks, and seek mentorship.
Definitely. So
Yes.
you can't journey on your own. Maybe you can if you're already well qualified, but it's good to ask and seek some advice and
Yeah.
assistance from other people, just like those people who are very successful like you. So thank you so much for being with us today and for empowering each one of us. And I'm sure a lot of people right now has already taken down notes on the strategies, the qualities, the skills that they need to have in the future to become, could be a successful, philanthropist, entrepreneur, and also community leader. All the best in the future, and we will support you no matter what you do, because we know that you have a genuine heart
Thank
and
you.
you are really inspiring every individual, whatever age. it would be. So good luck and all the best, Melba. Melba
Thank you,
Cabato Waugh.
Lee.
This is the Frontier podcast series on both YouTube and, of course, Spotify. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget, you have the power to create the life that you desire. Inspire, motivate, and create an impact. This is Lee, Motivationalee. See you around.